Good afternoon all. Today we'll discuss some problems on critical path method. So this is Sangeeta from Government Polytechnic Parka. So I'm here to discuss some problems on critical path method. So here let me tell first. First one, draw the network diagram with the given data. So what is the first question? Draw the network diagram with the given data. So in this first column, you are going to have the operation, name of the operations, and then pre-operations. So here, based upon this given data, we have to draw the network diagram. So here, another column, they have given the pre-operation. So here, A operation, what is the pre-operation? Here, it is none. So there is no pre-operation before this A. And next, after B, A, C, B, D, D, E, B, and F, C, D, E. So based upon this given data, you have to draw the network diagram. So in a given network, in this network diagram, so what we have to do, we have to draw the nodes. So any operation can be, the operations are going to denote by the nodes, and these nodes have some name A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the operations, and we have to name A, B, C, D. So let, and the direct continuity of the directions, the continuity of that operations are going to given by the directions. See here, before A, what is for A operation, what is the pre-operation? None. So this is the A operation. Before this, there is no operation has been done. So this is the first operation to be done. And next, see here, next column, what is the given data? B. What is for B? Pre-operation is given as A. So that means after A, you have to proceed to the B. So before A, before B operation, we have to denote this A. Okay. And next, C, D, E. C, D. For these three operations, what is the pre-operation? B only. So that means after completion of this B operation, we have to start the three operations, that is C, D, B. For these three operations C, D, E, the pre-operation is B, which is common here. At this common operation, the direction line arrow is going to diverge here. And next, see here, and after this, at last, after what is the pre-operation of F? That means before this C, D, and F, the post operation can be F, or the pre-operation of F can be given as C, D, F. So in this way, we have to present this diagram. Is it clear? A, B, C, D, F, E, F. Okay, let me give another example, that is post operation. So draw the network diagram for the following in which post operations are given. So post operations are nothing but, so here in this case we have to draw the network diagram for this given data operations. After A, what is the post operation? B, yes. After completion of A, then B have to start, and after B, C and D. After C, E and F. After D, E. Like that, you have to follow this direction. So let me start first one. After A, what is here? B. So we have to indicate the direction towards this B. And after D, what it should be? C and D. C and D, like this. So the towards that is from the operation D, we have to indicate the arrow marks towards C and D. Why? Because for these two operations, the pre-operation is D only. And then after C, what is this? After C, you have to get E and F. That means E and F. For E and F, the pre-operation should be C. For E and F, the pre-operation. Since this E and F are post, this can be treated as pre-operation. So, and next after D, again it should be E. So, for E operation, see here, this is the common for E operation, C and D can be treated as pre-operation. That's why this is one direction and this is one direction. And next see here, after E and F, after E and F, what is the post operation? G. For these two operations, the common operation is G. Finally, it is the last operation. So in this way, we have to draw the diagram in such a way that we have to follow the sequence order of post operation and pre operation. Once you have a look of previous problem once again. Next. Okay, one more problem I will show. Once all of you note this to take your own time and take this. Have a look on this. And next, coming to the next problem. Following table shows the operation time in working days for different activities. Draw the critical path on the diagram. Show the latest and earliest finish time on each and every activity. So here they have given some activities A, B, C, D, E, F and G. And they have also given some particulars. And also each and every activity time duration in days. So let us see first one, machine foundation. Machine foundation, and then B activity is considered as electric fitting, and C can be treated as repair of floor, and D installation of machine, E procure workshop building, F whitewash, and G is cleanup. So in this given data, first thing, what is the first step you have to do? You have to sort out the sequential order of all these activities. That means first what we have to do among all these activities, which can be done at first. So among this, see here, you have to procure the workshop building. Then only, without building, how we can able to do the electric fitting, machine bonding and flooring. So all these can be done only when we are going to procure the workshop building. So this can be treated as the first activity or first operation. This is the first operation. So what is that? E. So after procuring this workshop building, then what you have to do? We immediately after buying new house, then what we can do generally, we are going to do for uh, electric fitting as well as machine foundation. Some why? Because this machine installation is very hard and they are also very heavy. So both can be done at a time immediately. So simultaneously we can found this machine foundation can be done, and also electric fitting can be done at a time. So Immediately after E, completion of E operation, that is procurement of workshop building, then we can go for machine foundation as well as electric fitting. And then after these three activities, then what we have to do? Then installation of machine can be done. So we have to install the machine with the help of some operator. Okay. And next, after installing machine, what we can have? We can have the repair of floor. So the repair of floor can be done only when the machine can be laid. So without, suppose if we are going to repair the floor and after that we install the machine, then what happens? Some cracks on the floor can happen. So that's why we have to install the machine before the repair of floor. And then the floor can be repaired, and after repairing of floor, then what final thing? We are going to do the whitewash. So whenever you are going to do the whitewash before, what happened? It will somewhat again we have to by while we are going to repairing the floor, we are going to have some dust. So that is one more problem for whitewash. So after repairing a floor, then we have to do the whitewash, and after whitewash, then we have to do the process of cleaning up of everything. So this is the last phase. This is the last activity of this network. So we have to, this is the first step, we have to identify the sequence of all these activities, and we also have to note down this duration in this. See here, E. So once you go through this, after E, what are that? A and B. A and B. See, A and B. Okay. And after A, what is that activity? After A, what is that? This after A 3, that is installation of machine. D. Okay. And next, so in this way, first we have to draw this. And after B, we are going to go for whitewash. Okay. Repair of floor, installation of machine, repair of floor, and whitewash. That is F. What is C here? Repair of floor. Repair of floor can be done before installation of machine. Okay. This is the installation of machine, then repair of floor, and then finally it is clean. So this is the network diagram. So first of all, activities are to sorted out in the order of sequence of operations. Each activity is represented by the numerals. Number of days are mentioned on the left corner circle. Here, left corner circle representing the operation. So after drawing this network diagram, we have to find out the earliest finish and latest finish time for each operation are calculated and represented on the network diagram. See here. So this earliest finish time of first activity can be treated as the activity of the first one. So what is that time duration for first activity to complete these 15 days? So for the first activity, it is considered as the 15 days. And for the second thing, you have to find out the earliest finish time. So how you have to do this can be get by earliest finish time of the previous activity plus the duration of this activity. So that we will get the earliest finish time of this second activity. That is, for second activity, what is the duration? 10 days. 10 days plus 15 days can be given as 25 days. And we have to follow the sequence up to this last. And similarly, once you come this side here, here for this third operation, what is the earliest finish time? 15 plus this 15. We can be write it is as 30. Okay. And next for fifth, next for fourth, What is the earliest finish time? Earliest finish time of previous activity plus duration of this activity. That is 25 plus 12 can be given as 37. And for 6 it is 37 plus 20 is 57. And coming to this direction, fifth one, 30 plus 5 which is given as 35. See here for the seventh activity at last, here you are going to get 57 plus 2, 59, and here 35. We are going to have two paths, this path and this path. Okay, so here 35 plus 2 of this, which can get given as 37. So here from the two paths we are going to get 59 and 35. So for in order to calculate the earliest finish time, we have to take the greatest value of the greatest earliest time of the previous activities. So among 59 and 37, which one is greatest? 59. So we have to consider the 59 as the earliest finish time of this last activity. So all these earliest finish time are going to represented in the square boxes, top corner represented on this node. And similarly, see here I am going to show here earliest starting time for the activity, that is first one is T1, which is given as 15 days only. And for T2, 15 plus T2, that is duration of second activity, 15 plus 10, that is 25. And for third, 15 plus D2. Both are going to start at a time, no? That's why 15 plus 30. For T4, T2, T4, T2 plus T, and of this duration of 4, that is 12. So how much we are going to get? 15 plus 25, how much? Sorry, 10. 15 plus 10, 25, and 25 plus 12 is 37. So here we are going to get 35 and then 50. So maximum we are going to get two parts, no? T6 plus D7, T6 plus D7, that is 57 plus 2, and T5 plus, that is 35 plus T7, 2, so 37. So here we are going to get 57 plus 2, maximum of, we have to take maximum of these two. So what is the maximum of these two? 59. So 59 is considered as the earliest finish time of the last activity. So next, determination of latest finish time. So in the determination of latest finish time, for the last activity, the latest finish time is same as the earliest finish time of the last activity. See here, what is the earliest finish time of this last activity? 59. So the latest finish time of this last activity can also be read as 59. So in this case, the earliest finish time is calculated from the first to last, whereas the latest finish time can be calculated from last activity to first activity. So here we have to start from the calculation of latest finish time. We have to start from the last activity. What is this? Seventh activity. Okay. So what is this earliest finish time of the seventh activity? It's 59. So for this last, the latest finish time is also 59, which is written in the triangular shape. And then we have to move to the next. We have to come from last to first. So next precursor is sixth one. So for the sixth, what you have to do, the earliest finish time of the sixth activity can be written as earliest finish time, so latest finish time of this last minus duration of this last. That is 59 minus 2, it can be given as 57. Okay. So next, coming to this here also. Fifth one, 59 minus 2, which can be given as 57. Okay. And similarly for, see here, 59. The latest finish time of this fourth activity can be given as latest finish time of the sixth activity minus duration of the sixth activity, which can be given as 57 minus 20 will be given as 37. And similarly here, that is 57 minus 5 can be given as 52 here. 50. And let's see here, 37 minus 12, which can be given as 25. This can be treated as latest finish time of second activity. See here for the first one, in this direction, 25 minus 10 can be treated as 15. And here, 52 minus 15 can be given as 37. So, in the calculation of latest finish time, we have to take the least one. For the last activity, we are going to get two post activities. So, among this post, which one is less, we have to take that value as latest finish time. So, among 37 and 15, 15 is the lowest. That's why we have to take 15 as the latest finish time of this first activity. Whereas in the calculation of earliest finish time, we have to take the maximum. See here, for the last activity, the latest finish time is equal to the earliest finish time, which is given as 59. And next, just before that activity, it is known as TL7 minus D7 is 59 minus 2, which is given as 57. And TL5, latest finish time of fifth activity, can be given as latest finish time of 7 minus duration of the 7. 59 minus 2. Like that, we have to calculate like this. See here, at last, we are going to get two values from the second as well as third activity. Okay, 25 minus 10 and 52 minus 15. 15 and 37. See here, 25 minus 10 and 52 minus 15. Like that. So from this, what we are going to get 15 and 37. So we have to consider the minimum value in order to take the latest finish time. So how you have to identify the path, critical path. So in order to identify the critical path, we have to do the slack problem. So we are going to have two paths now. What are the two paths? I will show the diagram. 1, 2, 4, 6 and 7. This is one path. Another path is 1, 3, 5, 7. So in this path from 1, 3, 5, 7, what you are going to get 37. And in this path, 37 is the largest duration. If you consider this path, 15 plus 15, 30, 30 plus 5, 35, 30 plus 2, 37. Okay, in this case, you are going to get 37. And here 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Here you are going to get 59. See here. So longest path is so that path which is going to take largest time duration, that can be considered as critical path. And also then activities which are going to have both one more. See here, this path 1, 2, 4 and 6, 7 are drawn with the double-ended arrow mark. Double-ended arrow mark. Why? Because here if you calculate the slack of these activities 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is slack means? It is the difference of earliest finish time and the latest finish time. So for these activities, all these two are equal and the slack is equal to 0 here. So we had to mark all those directions which activity is going to have the slack as 0. So all these activities are going to have the slack as 0. That's why this activities, this path is considered as the critical path. We consider this path 1, 3, 5, 7. Here the slack is not equal to 0. Why? Because both here are different. We consider, see here we cannot have the difference as 0. So that's why this 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 as critical path. Hence, the project duration can be considered as 59 days. So, critical path is shown in network diagram by double line along the path where slack is 0. That is, where earliest finish time is equals to latest finish time. Once you have a look on this. Next. Then, next. This TL stands for latest finish time, T stands for earliest finish time of the seventh, and D stands for duration of respective activity. So, in the calculation of earliest finish time, we have to consider the maximum duration from the two paths. The maximum duration is 15 minutes, so we have to take. So from one path we are going to get 37 and another path we are going to get 59. So among these two values 59 is largest. So 59 is considered as the earliest finish time of the last activity. Next, coming to the latest finish time. In the latest finish time, we have to take least value. Okay. So in the calculation of this latest finish time, from one path we are going to get 15 days and another path we are going to get the 37 days. Among this 15 is least. So that's why we have to take 15 as latest finish time. Okay. So with this, in the next session, First, observe the critical path. So see here, if you observe this 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. This path is considered as a critical path because for all these activities, the latest finish time, that is, which is represented in triangle, and the earliest finish time, which is represented in the square, both are equal. That means for this activity, the slack is 0. So we have to connect all the activities which have the slack as 0 or which have both latest finish time and earliest finish time as equal. One, 2, 4, 6, 7. All these activities are going to have the same latest finish time and earliest. For all these activities, the slack is 0. So this 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 can be considered as a critical path. So the maximum duration of the project time can be given as 59 days. So go through the above. Have a look on this. Next, first step is you have to set the order of all the activities. The solving of critical path method. We have to first identify the order of each and every activity, setting the order, and according to the order, you have to draw the network diagram. This is the second step. You have to draw the second step, and in this network diagram, you have to indicate the nodes with the circle, and also you have to mention the time duration of each and every activity which is given in the data. And then the third step, what you have to do? You have to calculate the earliest finish time of each and every activity. That is the third step. Start earliest finish time is calculated from first to last activity. And the fourth step, you have to calculate the latest finish time, which we have to start the calculation from the last activity. Okay. At last, we have to identify the longest path, critical path, and then we have to identify the project duration. So for the earliest starting time of first activity is the same as the duration of the first activity. The duration of the first activity is considered as the earliest finish time of the first activity. And in the calculation of this latest finish time for the last activity, the latest finish time of the last activity is same as the earliest finish time of that last activity. These things we have to remember while you are going to solve the problems in critical path method. So in the next session, I will discuss some more problems which are related to PERT, program evaluation and review method. Okay. Program evaluation review method. In this program evaluation review method, we have to, so based upon the given data, we have to, first we have to sort out the set the order of all the activities. Then we have to draw the network, and in that case we have to calculate the 3 time estimates, expected time, pessimistic time, optimistic time, and most probably time. So based upon these 3 times, we have to find the expected time, and that expected time is going to treated as the duration of each and every activity. And then we have to follow the same sequence which we are going to solve in this critical path method. Only the difference is we have to find the expected time by using 3 timings of each and every activity: optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time. This so the slack definition is it is the difference of earliest finish time and the latest finish time. So for critical path, the slack of each and every activity is 0. And the critical path in a network diagram is drawn by the double line ended with an arrow mark. So with this, I am going to stop my session. Thank you one and all. In the next session, I am going to discuss the problems on PERT method.